Hi, I'm Gary and welcome to my shop. In this video, I'm going to show you how to keep your Black & Decker Workmate dogs under control, or in a kennel, so to speak. A lot of us have these Black & Decker Workmates, and they are very handy for projects about the shop. I put mine on wheels and it tucks under one of my workbenches when not in use. I'll put a link to that video below. I wanted a way to keep these dogs under control. I keep losing them, they spill about, and go under the furthest reaches in the shop. Now, the Woodsmith shop recently published a quick tip video on how to keep these dogs kenneled, and I'll put a link to that below. Now, the Woodsmith shop has a lot of great information, and I subscribe to a lot of their content. So here I will show you more details on how I made this simple project. So a lot of us have these Workmate workbenches here, and we make a lot of use of it, as I've got this one mounted on a cart, so I can park underneath one of my workbenches. And I'll put a link below on the video on how I made this cart for this. Now, oftentimes what we do, it's like me, I'm storing all my dogs to put on here in a little office tray or a drawer tray organizer. And sometimes they get spilled and they go kind of flying around on the floor somewhere, underneath a workbench, under some other tool. So I have to go chasing them down. I got this idea on how to put something in here that will organize these for me. Okay, so I cranked out this part back here all the way out so I could remove these other two top pieces. Make it a lot easier access here to work with it. And measuring the distance between these, which is about 23¼ inches long. I'm going to probably cut this to about 23 inches because that's going to be more than what I need to fit inside of here. But that way I can slip the board down in there like this, but all the way across. Then I can trace the pattern of the curve onto the board for these leg parts. Then I can work from there. I cut this board to size, and the scrap that I cut off I clamped onto here with a couple of spring clamps. That'll hold this board in position the level I want it to be at, and I can line up the back edge of this board equally on both sides. Then I can trace this contour onto the board. Now I'll cut that contour out on the bandsaw. So I cut just outside the layout line, and if necessary, depending how all this fits together, I will do some sanding to finesse the fit. I will cut the other side. Alright, so I got this cut out the shape here on the bandsaw, and I sanded these edges down to make them tapered so they'll fit into these channels here. And as kept tweaking it, I did the sanding on my oscillating sander and kept tweaking it and tweaking it till I got a good fit. It wasn't too tight or too loose, so I can get this out again. Then I can go over to my drill press and start drilling all the holes for all the dogs. Okay, so here I've laid out where I'm going to drill some holes, actually on these marks here, for these dogs to fit into. And I found that the diameter of the hole that I need for that is 25-30 And doing some test drilling and fitting, I found that a 20mm Forstner bit works perfectly well for that. I happen to have a 20mm Forstner bit on hand from some other projects. But for this tool handle here, which is for tightening the nuts on the boards, or the bolts on the boards, this is slightly different size. And the 20mm is a little bit loose. It can probably hang in there and stay there fairly well. But what I might do is drill a 3/4 inch hole, and then I will use my oscillating sander, spindle sander, to enlarge that slightly until this fits in and has a good snug fit. So I got this board in place here now. and with all the dogs on it. Perhaps I'll do some more sanding and finishing on this. The dogs just stick into the holes here. I've got all the dogs under control and in a kennel. Then of course my adjustment knob here for tightening up the nuts, if should I ever need to. Here we have it back together with the tops on and the dogs in the kennel. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and you got some inspiration to make something of your own. If you did, please give me a like and share it with your family, friends, and fellow craftspersons. Also, please subscribe and be sure to hit that bell icon so you won't miss out on anything. I also appreciate all the comments that I get from you. I get a lot of great ideas. So if the ladies don't find you handsome, at least they should find you handy. Thank you.